You are still unmute, Bu.
Oke. Selamat siang teman-teman aecc Global. Salam sehat di hari ini, Senin tanggal 20 September 2021. Perkenalkan, nama saya Lani dari aecc Global yang akan menjadi host pada acara kita hari ini. Tema hari ini adalah Learn about the practical opportunities offered in film and television, animation and design industry. With me today, we have our guest of honor, Mr. Adrian Gam, the Coordinator of International Business Development, Indonesia Creative and Future Education. Jadi acara kita hari ini, teman-teman, Mr. Adrian akan menjelaskan mengenai topik di atas selama kurang lebih 30 sampai 40 menit. Kemudian akan dilanjutkan dengan sesi tanya jawab. Namun tentunya pada saat Mr. Adrian sedang menjelaskan, feel free to type in your questions in the Q&A box yang tersedia. Boleh dalam bahasa Indonesia ataupun dalam bahasa Inggris. Nanti setelah Mr. Adrian selesai dengan presentasinya, kita akan bahas semua pertanyaan yang ada. Dan juga feel free to unmute yourself apabila Anda juga punya pertanyaan tambahan. Ya. Sedikit mengenai University of South Australia tentunya. Ada beberapa kampus, ada 6 kampus kalau nggak salah ya. Nanti Miss Adrian akan jelaskan. 2 ada di downtown Adelaide, kemudian ada yang di eastern suburb, ada yang di northern suburb, kemudian 2 ada di luar kota Adelaide. Belajar creative degrees di USA ini, teman-teman, kita akan mempelajari pengetahuan dan juga mendapatkan kemampuan teknis nantinya, dan akan dilengkapi dengan pengalaman yang diperlukan untuk masuk dan bekerja di dunia industri kreatif ini. Misalnya seperti screen production, animation, kemudian content creation, dan lain sebagainya. Yang paling menarik adalah bahwa di USA, teman-teman bisa mengambil berbagai program tentunya ya. Selain bachelor program, tentu ada master dan juga PhD. Okay, so without further ado, let's welcome and invite Mr. Adrian Gam to the floor to introduce us to learn about the practical opportunities offered in film and television, animation, and also design industry. Adrian, the screen is yours.
Fantastic. Thank you, Lani, and also thank you, Donnie, and thank you for your attendance in today's webinar. So yeah, I will go through everything there is to know, or hopefully cover all of your questions to your program of choice. So yeah, we're going to cover a range of things. We're going to do a Q&A at the end. We're going to cover the destination, because there's a bunch of things you need to consider when you consider a place to study. So obviously the destination, the university, the programs, the practical opportunities, scholarships are obviously important as well. So yeah, we'll cover all of those things. So yeah, we'll get started. So yeah, so first it's obviously worthwhile knowing where we are, and I'm sure a lot of you know where we are. So Adelaide, we're 1 hour to Melbourne and around about 2 hours to Sydney, and quite a short or reasonable flight to Jakarta. I think it's around about 7 or so hours. So not too bad. All right, so well, hello from the 3rd most livable city in the world. So we got ranked that a few months ago, so we're very, very proud of that. This is the city centre of Adelaide. It's quite compact compared to Jakarta, but it's still big enough to have plenty of opportunities for the students. So just a bit of geography. So 20 minutes in that direction, we've got the world-class beaches, and 20 minutes in the other direction, we've got hills and hikes and waterfalls and those type of things. We've got free public transport in the city centre on trams and buses, and also free Wi-Fi in the city centre also. So students love those freebies also, as you can imagine. In terms of affordability, we are 16% more affordable than Sydney and around about 13% more affordable than Melbourne. Cost of living, I always get asked the cost of living. So I've just put that up on the screen there. That's the Indonesian equivalency, you can see there. So really on average, around about 3,340,000 Indonesian per week. That will cover your living, your accommodation, your food, utilities, transport, all of those type of things. Now, when you consider you're actually allowed to work part-time while you study, and most of our international students have a part-time job and work part-time, and that should cover your living costs. So on average, minimum wage is $20 an hour. So generally that should cover students' living costs. They get significant discounts on public transport using your student ID card, which will have your photo on there as well. Yeah, so a very sort of green and environmentally friendly and yeah, fresh place. So that's a bit about the location. Now a bit about UniSA. So why UniSA? We've got many international students studying with us. So we've got 37,000 plus students. That includes local and international, and over 1,000 academic staff, more than 6,000 international staff, international students, and many Indonesian students studying with us as well. So rankings are important. It paints the quality of the institution. So we're in the top 50 under 50, which we're proud of. Number 2 in all of Australia for quality education. So yeah, we're really happy with those rankings as well. Top 10 young university in Australia as well. Obviously, you want to get a job when you graduate. So we're top 5 in graduate employability. Yeah, so some good rankings there. This just sort of paints a picture. We provide a lot of practical internships. We've got a lot of partners, over 2,000 industry partners around Australia and also overseas. Things like mentors we set our students up with, and those type of things. Facilities are world-class. Spent a lot of money on new facilities to keep our students really happy and engaged. Now, obviously, the area that we're talking about today is creative arts, so design and film and television, and also illustration animation. So it sits in an academic unit called UniSA Creative. And our students in this discipline in UniSA Creative really do cross-collaborate with each other. Yeah, so these are all the disciplines in UniSA Creative. But today, we're just going to talk about these disciplines. So we've got Bachelor of Design in Product Design, Communication Design, and Illustration Animation, and also the Master of Design in those areas. Now, excuse me, rule of thumb is you don't need a portfolio for the undergraduate, but you do need a portfolio for the Masters. As you can see the online screen there, so the Master of Design is run fully online. If you wanted to start online and then transition onto campus at a later date. We're also going to talk about the Bachelor of Film and Television as well, and obviously illustration animation. So facilities are world-class. We've got some beautiful big facilities on campus with studios and workshops, and also, yeah, some other facilities on campus as well. So this is one of our workshops. This is so we've got digital and also traditional workshops. So essentially students spend their time in the studio space. They come up with their design ideas and they're in collaboration with the teachers. And then they bring their design ideas down to the workshops. We've got a digital workshop and this is the traditional workshop. And they come up with prototypes, models, and also sometimes production items at the end. Students have 24/7 access to the studio space. So each year level has their own studio space. And our students do spend a lot of time in these studio spaces at all different hours throughout the night as well. Facilities, again, world-class. On one of our other campuses really close to the city, we've got our film and television studio. And it's one of the largest green screen studios in South Australia. And our students use that. So our journalism students use that front of camera. And our film and television students get to practice their back of camera skills. There's also motion capture technology in here. So, you know, where they've got the black suit on and the white dots, So yeah, we do have that motion capture technology as well. All right, so internships are really, really important, and you would know that yourself. So yeah, with the Bachelor of Design, there is a 180-hour internship, which is optional, and also with a Master of Design, same 180-hour internship, which is optional. Bachelor of Film and Television has an 80-hour internship. Students need to get a GPA of 5 by their 3rd year, and then they can get the internship. So how it works with the internships is students use one of their electives to select a internship. So you can see just some of the selected partners listed there. All right, so this is a partnership I'm super, super happy to share with you. So this is with Rising Sun Pictures. These guys are one of the absolute leaders in VFX, visual effects in Adelaide. They've worked on over 120 Hollywood films. So we're talking some major blockbusters. So things like, you know, Game of Thrones, X-Men, Mortal Kombat, the whole Harry Potter series. In fact, just I think last year, or just before the pandemic, we had over 50 of our film and television students working on the Mortal Kombat film. We had a bunch of our students working on Zac Efron's latest film, which is Gold. So yeah, they're getting world-class experience working on these films. So Rising Sun Pictures, these are some of the other films they've worked on. So some really, really big films. And these are just some of the recent projects our very own students have worked on as well, whether it's been production, post-production, working on the visual effects. In 2020, our students worked on some of these quite big films as well. So yeah, rest assured, if you're interested in film and television, I don't think there's anyone in Australia who can compete in this space, and I'll tell you why. All right. So the first point there. So you can either specialise in film and television production or in visual effects within the Bachelor of Film and Television. It's a 3-year program. It's IELTS 6, $28,000 a year. I will be telling you about some scholarships as we go through. But yeah, that second point down is the reason why I think no one else in Australia can compete with us in this space. So our students have the opportunity to spend their entire final year at Rising Sun Pictures. So as you can imagine, some of these students do get jobs afterwards, yeah, with that great experience. All right. Students actually can also get to create their own short film, and this is in partnership with We Made a Thing Studios. This is another partner. And this is, you can see our students here attending their own film festival, film premiere, all looking quite proud of themselves. So yeah, that's another really good opportunity for film and television students. All right. As I said, we've got a broadcast standard film and television studio on campus. Our students actually work on a nationally filmed shows, such as the SA Sports Show, which is broadcast nationally on Channel 44. So they're working on things like directing and lighting and stage management, back of house skills. This is our students working on a movie on one of our campuses and at Rising Sun Pictures as well. So the industry partners are really unmatched. So yeah, these industry partners are some of our biggest networks, national networks that students get to collaborate with as well. Film and TV job outcomes are really, really on the rise. So as per the Australian government pay scale, the average starting salary for someone going to a film and television career is $61,000 a year. And these are the typical job outcomes that students go into when they graduate. Probably not director straight away, more sort of VFX, cinematographer, those type of things. That's for the film and television pathway. And for the VFX pathway, you've got the jobs listed there. So since 2015, over 90 of our graduates have got jobs in the VFX industry in Australia. Yeah, and our students have essentially worked on every South Australian film over the last 2 years. All right, so that's film and television. This is the Bachelor of Design Illustration Animation. Again, this is one of its only a kind in Australia, only one of its kind in Australia. So it's the only degree in Australia that combines both illustration and animation in the one degree. Yeah, that's really, really important when you think that every animated film, every animated piece actually starts off with a drawing and then that gets animated. So our students become proficient at both sketching, drawing and animating as well. All right, so some of the careers that our students can come into once they graduate from this program include things like comic book publishing, even things like children's book, you know, gaming graphics, animated cartoons, advertising, you name it. So yeah, there's quite a few different areas that the students can go into. So as I said, when you think every cartoon has started off with a sketch and then it gets animated, you can see the amount of job outcomes that can come out of that. Now I'll try and play this video. I'm not sure if it will work, but we'll give it a try. And no, I think we'll skip past it. Yeah, so some of the career outcomes our students have recently gone into, and typical career outcomes for this pathway include those things listed on the screen there. So yeah, really quite varied. Now, this is really interesting from the Australian government. So the Australian government does studies. They've got a website called Job Outlook. And within Job Outlook, it essentially shows the future projected growth, anticipated growth, and the weekly pay for a particular job. So on the screen there, you can see graphic and web designers and illustrators, and the weekly pay and the growth rates as well. So yeah, Bachelor of Design has some other specializations. Excuse me. So we've got product design and also communication design. And then the Master of Design. So students do need to have a background that is similar to the area they want to go into. So the Master of Design are 2-year programs. Students need to provide a portfolio, so around about 15 images of their previous studies, and they need to come from a similar background that they're wanting to go into. So for instance, if they're wanting to do the Master of Design industrial design, they need to come from similar backgrounds like furniture design, product design, those type of areas. So yeah, as a design school, we are one of the oldest and most prestigious and established design schools in Australia. So we were, before we were a university, we were an art design school since the 1800s. A lot of history to draw on. We're top 10 in Australia for art and design, and our students really do have the opportunity for a lot of internships and those type of things. Yeah, so this is actually showing one of our I think it's one of our Chinese students actually, who is a product design student, and she's in our workshop on campus, and she participated in a competition to come up with trophies for Business Essays Chamber of Commerce Awards. So she actually came up with a prototype and then came up with a production item within the studios, within the workshop spaces on campus. Managed Studio, this is a wonderful opportunity, and this is available to all of our students. Essentially what it is it gives the students the opportunity to work on a real project. So essentially it's a studio space on campus that's looked after by one of our academics, and it's in partnership with industry partners. So for instance, this first project here, so this one's actually our students who have been invited to participate in a competition by the South Australian Police Force, and it's all around driver distraction and fatigue. So our students were invited to show their ideas with for a social media campaign. This one again with Jam Factory coming up with their design ideas, and there was a $3,000 award for this one. This was actually for our interior architecture students, our interior design students, who actually came up with a design for our student lounge. This is actually our student lounge on campus, which was designed by our own students. And again, our students used an elective, and they did this as a subject. So yeah, really, really good opportunity for the students there. So design and construct, this is an opportunity for practical experience working with real clients on real buildings. And this is for our interior design students, our industrial design students, essentially, where they can actually work on these real buildings. So this workshop is on our campus, and the students, they construct a building and then they deconstruct it, put it on the back of a truck, like almost like an IKEA project, take it out to a remote location, and they build it on site with their clients. And this is one of the buildings. This was actually an Aboriginal, Aboriginal project, for our Aboriginal rangers. And you can see our students out on the site, all very happy with themselves. So yeah, they're getting great technical experience, but also that practical and also client relation and negotiation skills as well. Industrial design, if you're interested in industrial design, we are a leader in this area. In fact, the program director of this program used to be employed by BMW, designing the BMW cars. So yeah, he's a leader in industrial design. Obviously, industrial designers design anything we use on a daily basis, whether it's, as you can see there's a glass top pool table, there's glue guns, there's a bathroom. This is another project our students have recently worked on. So it was our industrial design students working with engineering students, and they participated in the World Solar Car project. So yeah, they designed a solar car and they raced it around parts of the world. So yeah, what a great opportunity. Industrial design students helped design some of the outdoor furniture around Adelaide in collaboration with an industry partner, Spark. Some of our graduate employment outcomes you can see listed here as well. As I said, our interior architecture students, they get a mentor. We give them a mentor in their final year. As you can see, that's the student lounge that was actually designed by our interior architecture students. Our interior architecture students are actually currently working on the interiors of the local buses in Adelaide with a group called Bus Tech. So yeah, again, another great practical opportunity for our students. So yeah, another one of the specializations in the Master of Design is the communication design. So this is essentially designing anything that communicates a message, whether it's three-dimensional, whether it's print, whether it's digital. So yeah, our students become proficient in designing for things like branding, merchandising, even web design. So as you can see, the job outcome is looking good as per the Job Outlook, Australian Government Job Outlook site for graphic designers, web designers, and illustrators. Study tours are just another one of the practical opportunities available to our design students, our film and television students, our illustration animation students. This is one of the study tours to Singapore where our students participated. They were the only university in Australia that participated in Singapore 1 year under the as part of the Singaporean government. And again, Job Outlook is looking very, very good for the range of interior designers, graphic designers, web designers, illustrators, jewelry designers. This just sort of explains that as a part of our program, we understand that your qualification doesn't automatically mean a job. It's so important to get that experience throughout the program that's built within the program. The contacts, so introducing you to some of the contacts that you might hope to work with, and also things like interview prep. That's how we're getting these really high job outcomes. So yeah, within all of the programs, there's built in. So students have the opportunity to use an elective to do a design and construct. That was the practical building opportunity for interior architects and industrial design students. There's the Match Studio projects, a whole range of projects where students can pick and choose practical projects they want to work on with various companies. Internships I spoke about as well. The great thing is our teachers are also practicing artists and also designers with a lot of really great connections in the industry. All right, so that was talking about the disciplines more so. Now we'll just focus on the scholarships. So we have an international merit scholarship, and this is a 15% fee reduction from the entire degree. And this is eligible for all students who have achieved quite well in their previous studies. So you can see the requirements there for bachelor and also for master's students to receive the International Merit Scholarship. So yeah, Indonesia High School 12, a GPA of 80, and then you can see the requirements for the 15% scholarship for masters also. Students don't need to apply separately for the scholarship. We will just look at their results. We will offer them a place in the program and then offer them a scholarship if they're eligible. This is another one of our scholarships. It's actually our Vice Chancellor's International Excellence Scholarship. And this one's a 50% reduction from the entire degree. Now, this one requires really high results in your previous studies. So yeah, you can see the requirements to get the Vice Chancellor's International Excellence Scholarship. And as I said, it's 50% off the entire degree. So studying online, we understand that we're not exactly sure when the borders are opening. There's certainly some positive rhetoric going around in terms of when, you know, we're hoping sometime next year the borders will open. But look, studying online, you can certainly start online, and when the borders do open up, you can transition onto campus. The good thing about starting online is that they are significantly reduced subject fees. So per subject, you're looking at $2,875. So yeah, that's about a 25 to 40% savings of studying in person. But as I said, as soon as the borders open, then we'll transition you onto campus. We understand that sometimes studying online can be tricky and can be daunting. So we've got a lot of support mechanisms that we've implemented for our online students as well. So yeah, you can see some of the support for online students there. We have things like online peer-assisted study sessions, and I'll tell you a little bit of about what these are. We do online orientation. There's things like virtual internships, those type of things. So yeah, peer-assisted study sessions are essentially free mentoring sessions that you can attend. And our high-performing students deliver these sessions. So if you are a high-performing student, you can get paid to deliver these sessions. So it's a really good opportunity to either get free mentoring or get paid to deliver these free mentoring sessions. We understand that a lot of our students want to get part-time jobs, but also need help with their career progression once they've graduated. So we have career services on campus, and they're a really, really great initiative, and will help you out with things like cover letters, interview techniques, your CV, advice on your career. So really, really useful. We have accommodation to suit every budget, really close walking distance to the campus, and we have a really, really helpful team to assist you with that. We have flexible timetables. So yeah, you generally enroll in 4 subjects each semester, and you can set your timetable up to really suit, generally suit your life. So I know when I was a student, I would try and maybe do a full day Monday, a full day Tuesday, a full day Wednesday, and perhaps have a Thursday and a half a day of Friday off to do things like my own study or my part-time work as well. So there's a real bit of flexibility around that. And you essentially set up your own timetable within reason. So we've got some opportunity for you to chat to some of our students. So this is actually one of our student ambassadors. So she works for us as a part-time job. She's one of our Indonesian students doing the Bachelor of Information Technology. And we essentially pay her to chat to prospective students such as yourself. So yeah, do go onto our website and search out chat to students. Yeah, so it's a really, really useful thing for our students. We even do things like Indonesian community events, where students can taste or bring and share their food from Indonesia, and they get together, and so yeah, it's a really great event as well. All right, so that's it from me. I've left plenty of time for a Q&A. So yeah, I hope you have some questions ready. And yeah, look, thank you for listening, and really happy to answer any of your questions now.
Okay, thank you so much, Adrian. There are some questions in the Q&A box. Let me start with Puji Sulistyawati. Mr. Adrian, what is the difference between majoring in Master of Design and Construct and Master of Interior Architecture?
Okay, so the Master of Architecture leads to becoming a registered architect. So whereas the Master of Design, Design and Construct does not lead towards becoming a registered architect. So yeah, that the Design and Construct one looks after building projects from implementation through to construction and beyond, whereas an Master of Architecture will make you a qualified architect. Now, I did mention Design and Construct as well. It's available for our interior architecture students and industrial design students to do it as one subject, so they can actually work on a part of a building as part of their program, working with real clients as well.
Yeah. Okay. Next question would be from Sabrina Cristelia. To reassure, the film and television focuses on the backstage work, not the performing arts, right? Second, after we graduate, we have this assurance to have a job in certain industry offered by UNESE.
Yeah, I didn't catch the first half of the question, but I can certainly answer the second half of the question. Yeah, if you can just repeat the first half of the question there.
The film and television focuses on the backstage work, not the performing arts. That would be the first question.
Correct. Yeah. So yes, that is correct. So it focuses on more the backstage type of side of things. So students can either major in film and television or visual effects. Yeah. So filmmaking, visual effects, directing, staging, stage lighting, and all of those post-production stuff as well. So not so much the acting. Yeah, correct. And the second half of the question is, yeah, look, we wouldn't actually find a job for our students, but we'll help them out as much as possible through our career services on campus. So yeah, universities in Australia, yeah, generally won't find a job for the students once they graduate, but yeah, we've implemented career services, which are really, really useful in assisting our students as much as possible with interview prep, CV, resume preparation, letter, that type of thing, and some of the latest vacancies as well.
Right. I missed one question from Agita Marshanda. Excuse me, sir, but I want to ask about product design. Sure. It's not just design a product, right? We as a student can learn more than just design the product.
Yeah. So with the Bachelor of Design, Product Design, you will major in product design, and a lot of our students move on to industrial design after that, because a lot of them want to go into industrial design. So yeah, a lot of the program will be around designing products, but there is a bit of flexibility built in there as well that you can do other subjects. But yeah, generally the students that go into product design, they are passionate about designing products. Yeah, and they develop their prototypes and their models in our workshop, and they actually even sometimes do the production item in our workshop as well.
Okay, hopefully that answers your question, Agita. The next question would be from Tanya. Tanya Dewanti. Hi, do you accept BTEC Level 3 Foundation Diploma in Art, Design and Media Practice as an eligible graduation certificate for bachelor degree in art programs? Is it the same level? Is it the same as A level and being recognized in the UK, but more into vocational study and focus in art, design, and media practice?
Without looking at the qualification directly, I would probably need to look at the qualification directly just to make 100% sure. But yeah, I would, for that question, I would direct you to aecc, who are the experts in your application. And they will help you out with that whole application process and the equivalencies. So yeah, I don't want to promise anything on that. I'll get aecc to have a look at that or send it through to us. Yeah.
Okay, Tanya, boleh di submit your final certification. Nanti kita bisa bantu untuk assess lebih lebih lanjut lagi karena saat ini mungkin agak sulit untuk menjawab apabila kita belum lihat your final certificate and transcript as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Next dari Pak Supranoto Dipokusumo, if we use online, is there any event we have to attend offline?
Yeah, so if you're studying online, is there anything that you have to attend offline? So yeah, when you get your offer, it will say if your program is going to be available full-time online for that first study period. And if that's the case, then no, there won't be anything that you'll need to do offline. But once the borders do open, you would then transition to on campus at that stage. So yeah, that's how it would work. Actually, interestingly, all of our lectures are now offered online, which our students absolutely love because they're recorded, they can pause them, they can play them back later as well. So yeah, a lot of our students do like studying online and the flexibility that it has and the asynchronous nature that it has as well. So, but yeah, if you've accepted your offer and you've got an online study plan for the first semester, that will be fully online. And then when the borders open up, you'll transition onto campus.
Okay, also Pasu Pranoto asked in the other box, online scheme, how much it would cost per year? As you have explained earlier, I think the cost would be the same, minus 15%, correct?
Correct, yeah. So if you get the International Merit Scholarship, that's going to give you a 15% fee reduction from your entire program.
Not for online course, is it? So it's only if you get the International Merit Scholarship. But correct. For online course, it's the same price with the offline course that's in the brochure?
No, for online course, you get a significantly discounted subject fee. So 2,875 per subject. So yeah, that's about a 25 to 40%.
29, yeah.
25 to 40% discount. So okay. $2,875 per subject. So yeah, big discount. Right. So right. That is a real positive.
And then when they have to start online, when the border is open, what happens? Can they keep the that reduction, or do they pay the same amount as normally, or how does it work?
So when the borders open and they come onto campus, then they would go back to the normal course fee, normal program fee. But then we would implement the International Merit Scholarship if the student was eligible for that.
Okay, so when they start online, they will know whether they are eligible or not. If they are eligible, then they will have the 15%
correct.
plus the online special discount, or it's included? Or how does it work?
So if they start online, they get the online special first, the 2,875, and then they transition on to the discounted rate, 15% fee reduction
okay.
For their onshore. Yeah.
So for the online, there won't be any merit scholarship yet, not until they start offline.
Correct. Yeah. And the International Merit Scholarship will be offered on the offer letter. So students don't need to apply separately for that. They just apply for the program. and then they get an offer into the program and a scholarship as well, and yeah, if they're eligible.
Okay, thank you. Next question, again, is from Ibu Puji Sulistyawati. Mr. Adrian, is the Master of Interior Architecture studying more interior design or architecture?
So it is more about design, but yeah, students do qualify. So interior architecture versus interior design. So interior designers are primarily responsible for aesthetics, the interior spaces, etc. Whereas interior architects get involved before the building's even built. So things like the placement of windows, the placement of power points, lighting, all that type of stuff. Whereas interior designers are focusing, yeah, as I said, mainly on the aesthetic side of things. So our students get trained both in interior design and interior architecture. So yeah, hope that makes sense.
Okay, Ibu Puji, if there is any more question, please do type in. Next question is from Grace Rani. I'm interested in taking a communication and marketing major. I was wondering if I take this major, would there be an internship available at the end of my study? If there is, what company do you guys work with? Thank you. Sure.
So none of the programs at UniSA offer an internship after the program. They offer internships during the program. So yeah, the vast majority of our programs across the university do have internships and placements during the actual program. But yeah, most universities around Australia don't offer post-study internships. So it would be while you are studying with us at UniSA. Yeah.
And that would be in the second year?
So yeah, communication design, you'd be looking probably more in the third year. So essentially a student would use an elective to do an internship. Yeah.
Right. Let me ask you this again. What about the process of getting the internship? Does student have to find their own internship with the assistance of UniSA, or UniSA provides students with the internship for them? How does it work?
Yeah, so with UniSA Creative, there's a bit of a combination. So the student and the academic unit work together to get the placement. So yeah, it's a team. It's a bit of teamwork there, but yeah, they work together. The academic unit will assist you to find the placement. Yeah. Interior architecture students get guaranteed placements, but yeah, the design students and illustration, animation, film, television students, yeah, they sort of get assisted to find the placements.
And if they don't get it, in case they don't get it, what happens?
In case they don't get it, we would generally set them up with with an industry-based project. So yeah, they would be on the campus or working from home, but working in collaboration with industry on a real-life project. So essentially, the only difference is, rather than being on the facilities of the industry partner, they're not there physically, but they're actually working on a project with that partner. So they're still getting a lot of great contacts, great experience as well. Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Grace. If you do have any more questions, please do ask. Next, from Sabrina. Does UniSA offer a full scholarship for international students? Does UniSA receive a vocational high school graduate? What is the minimum IELTS score for film and television program? The same question was also asked by Pak Supra, no, earlier, I think in the other box.
Yeah. So in terms of full scholarships, no, we do have some full scholarships for PhD students, but not for coursework students. We only have the two scholarships. So the International Merit Scholarship, 15%, and also the Vice Chancellor's International Excellence Scholarship, which is 50%. In terms of the IELTS requirements, for the Bachelor of Film and Television, it is IELTS of 6 overall with reading and writing as well. So it's the equivalent of that, but we do take other English testing methodologies as well. However, we've got a English training provider on campus that's called Calusa, Centre of English Language at UniSA. And so we can actually package an offer with Calusa. So students can, let's just say you got IELTS 5.5. You would generally study 10 weeks with Calusa and then transition into our program. Generally, Calusa helps you improve your English 0.5 every 10 weeks. That's the rule.
Okay. Next question is from Jeffrey Rajaguguk. If I have a dream becomes the next Thor, the Avenger, famous movies actor, I feel like Chris Hemsworth, what kind of major I will get in?
I love it.
And then, but when I graduated from that major, I still have passed the interview session, right?
Yeah, what a fantastic question. Thanks for that question. I love your enthusiasm and your ambition. So yeah, to become an actor, I would recommend doing the Bachelor of Arts, and you can do a performing arts major. So yeah, acting, etc. So yeah, that would be your best option if you want to be the next Thor. And you can get a double major in that one as well.
Okay. Any other questions for Adrian? While waiting for the other questions, I'd really like to ask, it seems that UniSA have quite a lot of Indonesian students from the picture that you post.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, what sort of programs, I mean, what's their favorite programs at UniSA for the Indonesian students? But then again, what's your strength, I mean, at UniSA?
Yeah, we've got strengths in a lot of different areas. We offer pretty much programs in most discipline areas. So pretty much off the top of my head, the one area that we don't offer is dentistry and medicine. Pretty much outside of that, we offer a range of programs. We're very well known for our business programs. We're world top 1% business programs. Our health sciences programs, we've got things like nursing, midwifery, physiotherapy, occupational therapy, pharmacy, you name it, and a lot of really practical labs on campus. We're very well known for engineering and IT. Yeah, we're just a really comprehensive university. We're very well known for design, for architecture. We're well known for communications. So yeah, there's a real broad area that we cover here at UniSA. Okay, and what about in terms of Indonesian students, we've got quite a few Indonesian students. Top of my head, I'm not sure exactly the number. We do get PhD students from Indonesia. We get Indonesians in a range of disciplines, really. We've got business Indonesia. We've got Indonesians in, I would say, every one of our academic units. That's how diverse it is. So, I mean, the student ambassador that I showed you during the presentation, she's studying Bachelor of Information Technology. I know we've got plenty in our business area. Yeah, so they're really studying a real diverse range. I know we've got some Indonesian nurses as well. That's a kind of a popular one with Indonesians as well. I mute. That's.
Sorry, my background sounds quite loud, you know, so now and then I have to mute myself.
No problem.
Suppose we have DKV bachelor degree. What requirements to do the master degree in the UniSA? Yeah,
so in terms of IELTS requirements, are you saying?
No, the requirements to do the master degree in UniSA, if my background is the bachelor degree of
data.
Yeah.
Data. Okay. Yes. So no, we
not the DKV. Apa? Design, communication, and visual. Design.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, it's pouring out. It's really quite loud here. So yeah, you would need to have a similar background to go into the Master of Design Communication Design. So you would need to either have a graphic design background, communication background, etc. You would also need to provide a portfolio with 15 images and a brief description of each image, and obviously your IELTS as well.
Right. Okay. I think we are reaching the end of our session. Maybe one last question for you, Adrian.
Sure.
During the pandemic, while you are doing the online, I mean, if the border doesn't open next year as well, so how would students do all the practicality of the course, the practical, you know, the basically offline they have to go to the studio and use the studio, the amazing facilities that you have that you showed earlier, but you know, with the pandemic, how do they do it?
Yeah, it's tough. Some of the programs do definitely need the student to come on campus eventually to do their practical components. But we're trying to work around it in terms of offering the subjects that we can offer online. So yeah, some of the subjects may need the student to come on campus later on when the borders do open. But in terms of some of the practical projects, we've got a software called Miro that we use. And it's a sharing software where our academics and our students all get a log on, and they can work on group design projects using this software. So yeah, that's one really great way that we've got around it, this Miro software. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you just can't replicate what you do in person. So yeah, obviously I'm a real advocate for studying in person. So yeah, I don't think you can beat it. But in terms of online, I think we're doing pretty well, and generally our students are pretty satisfied. Yeah, again, it's never going to be as good as in person. But yeah, we've got some really good online systems now, and our teachers and academics are really quite proficient at teaching online now. So yeah, it's quite good.
Okay, thank you so much, Adrian. Any last words for students who have planned to study at USA or study in Australia, but was hesitating because of the pandemic? What would you say to them?
I would say that, look, the situation is looking much more positive. So we're aiming to get towards, as a country, 80% fully vaccinated by November. Once that happens, the roadmap from the government is that there's going to be a gradual opening up of borders. And yeah, we can't stay closed forever. So yeah, we're fully understanding of that. So we're actually in South Australia at the moment, we're trialling a shorter quarantine period as well. So look, the government definitely has that in their mind, that they want to get international students back sooner rather than later. We don't exactly know when yet. I'd be speculating, but yeah, the noises we are hearing as an industry is becoming more and more positive. So yeah, do stay positive. It won't stay closed forever. And even if you needed to do your first semester online, you know, you're getting discounted course fees, and then as soon as the borders open, you can transition onto campus. So yeah, it's definitely not all bad, and there's actually some positives to starting online as well.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Adrian. Jadi teman-teman, mengulang apa yang dikatakan Adrian, apabila teman-teman memang sudah punya rencana untuk belajar di USA di tahun depan, mungkin Januari Februari 2022, jangan ditunda. Ada positifnya juga mulai dengan online apabila memang border belum buka, walaupun Adrian dan kita semua tentunya berharap bahwa border akan dibuka di tahun depan. Namun apabila memang harus mulai dengan online, think positif, tentu ada benefit yang Anda dapatkan, yaitu pengurangan tuition fee sebesar hampir 30%, around 29%, itu cukup lumayan. Setelah border buka, baru akan pindah atau terbang ke Australia, mulai kuliahnya di USA dengan biaya yang normal. Jadi bayangkan Anda bisa save tuition fee 30%, and you can also save your living costs while you're still staying in Indonesia and starting to your course at UniSA.
Correct.
Okay. Terima kasih teman-teman yang sudah tune in hingga sore hari ini. Jangan lupa bagi mereka yang sudah punya rencana untuk study at UniSA seperti Tania, kirimkan your qualification to our counselor. Nanti kita akan bantu untuk assess apakah qualification Anda bisa masuk di poin yang mana. Oke, teman-teman, saya hanya ingin mengingatkan sangat mudah untuk belajar di UniSA. Anda tinggal kirimkan dokumen Anda ke aecc. Nanti aecc Global yang akan memasukkan aplikasi Anda melalui portal yang kita miliki bersama dengan UniSA. Kemudian kita juga akan bantu Anda menerima letter of acceptance dari UniSA. Kita juga akan membantu Anda untuk accept the offer. Kita juga akan bantu Anda untuk mendapatkan student visanya. Bahkan kita juga akan bantu Anda untuk melakukan pre-departure briefing dalam arti mencari akomodasinya, kemudian juga pada saat Anda harus berangkat ke Australia bisa mengatur penjemputannya dengan UniSA pada saat Anda tiba di Australia. Jadi nggak perlu repot, tinggal angkat telepon atau WhatsApp counselor Anda as soon as possible. Alright. Terima kasih sekali lagi, Adrian. Thank you so much for your time today. Dan teman-teman aecc, of course, thank you so much for being here in the platform. So everybody stay safe and stay healthy.
Thank you very much, and bye for now. Bye.
That's the thing about life. It can be unpredictable, but your dreams need not be. How far would you go to make your dreams come true? How close are you to reaching those goals set by you? While others focus on a new normal, you focus on a new beginning. Look around for what inspires you. Build your narrative. After all, it's your story to tell. Take a chance. Take a leap. Begin your study abroad journey with us.
Looking for the right course for you? Welcome to AECC Global's Course Search, your one-stop platform for all your international education needs. Browse through millions of free, valuable study abroad resources to pursue your international study dream. To begin your search, type in your preferred course in the search bar. Filter by sub-course category, level of study, destination preference, tuition fees, duration, and post-study work visa. With a destination drop-down, you can search for the preferred destinations of your choice. You can also filter down courses by top-ranked universities in your preferred destination and their rankings. Browse through various career choices, and you can also browse through free student resources like articles on tips to study abroad, the latest news, etc. We are here to support you with every step of your study abroad journey. To explore your course options, visit search.aecc.global.com.